Morning and welcome. It's a beautiful Thursday morning. Well, it's just the eve of the weekend. One day away, one more day, and then of course it will be the weekend.
What is your own with this eve of the weekend?
Oh yes, that is what it is. Exactly, literally the eve of the weekend.
Listen, time is not valued by how much time you have, but by how you spend it. That is very important. So stop rushing through it. Slow down and try to do better than yesterday. All these are very important.
Yeah, welcome to today. Today is all that you can do. The past is past. The future, well, you don't know what is going to happen, but you can do something about today. It's
That's
another
right.
Archie Thursday.
Yes,
hey.
Happy Thursday,
Welcome.
everyone, and welcome to the Thursday edition of the show.
Yeah, you know how it is, Art. We take a look at, there will be tech, there will be quite a lot of discussions, of course, even in the kitchen. It's going to be a wonderful, wonderful show. My name is Mike Messikeno.
And my name is Mary Bashwa Alimi. This is Wake Up Nigeria. Now, I need you to follow us across all social media platforms, okay? That's at TVC Entertainment _. You can find us on X, on TikTok, on Facebook, on Instagram, just about any platform, really. Yeah.
Definitely, Lincoln. Also, you can also download our app if you aren't able to watch us on GOTV 16, UHF channel 49, that's terrestrial band. The app will be available on Apple Store and, of course, the Google Play Store. You can hear us up there and you can watch us anywhere around the world.
That's right. So let's tell you what we have in store for you this morning. So we start off with a tech discussion on accessing global markets from Africa via technology. And that conversation will be with Inemeka Clinton.
We have art display, and we have a visual artist, Comrade Aminu Mistura Adesola. She's an instructor at Government Technical College, Ado Soba, and she'll be displaying some artworks today.
Okay.
By the way, just before I started, I just want to give a shout out to Mr. Lukman Musa, our head of production. He was, of course, hailing our address. But I just want to say, sir, today is not Salah. Salah is Monday. So, sir, you have to keep our ram because we are having a special Monday chef. We're going to do rams here. Alima is also involved. Alima, our producer. So that's just what I wanted to say. We're getting set for Monday. That's all. We have to say something, Mary.
Hey.
Let's go. That's all.
Mention that today is Albinism Awareness Day.
Okay.
And why it even caught my eye more was an interview Damilola Odunsi granted some days back, talking about the discrimination you faced when you first joined the movie industry in Nigeria. So that was actually something he shared. And well, technically, you really cannot blame the producers. They feel, oh, these are typecasts. They can cast you as maybe a Caucasian or something because they're not quite sure. But then albinos can be lover boys as well. They can be this, they can be that. There really shouldn't be any limits because of how a person looks or the color of their skin, really.
That's when you have some countries where they even try to still use albinos.
Use them, exactly. So it's the stigmatization that is around it.
If as Africans, if we're still doing that, then maybe you can understand why whites might be or Caucasians are racist to you if you cannot let go and understand to embrace people and all of that.
You know, that also brings to mind a conversation on Twitter yesterday.
So it's a good thing you
Thank you. Yeah, there was a conversation, some influencer guy, he's very popular, I can't remember his name right now, the one with the hearts. So he was talking yesterday about, he was comparing racism to tribalism and saying that, I mean, yes, he can even understand racism, but tribalism, he cannot understand. And that is spanning across, you know, even people with disabilities, well, albinos now, all that discrimination against them. We are all one. There's no, discussions around inclusion should not even be had in this regard because, I mean, first off, we're human beings.
Now, of course, these are conversations you can have all by yourself. Right now, though, we have to check out the weather.
Good morning. The news on Wake Up Nigeria. My name is Mike Messikeno. It was a busy day yesterday as Nigeria celebrated Democracy Day and the second anniversary under President Bola Tinubu administration. June 12 activities started with a nationwide broadcast, and the president assured Nigerians that the ongoing national reforms were not meant to inflict pain on citizens, rather to fix the economy. He promised to send the executive bill on the new minimum wage to the National Assembly soon. He was also the special guest of honor at Eagle Square in Abuja, venue of the commemoration of Democracy Day, where he inspected the military parade and signed a register in symbolic honor to the significance of the day. State House correspondent Femi Akande reports.
The second Democracy Day commemorated in the life of the Bola Tinubu administration. This is also significant because he was personally at the forefront of the struggle for democratic governance after the annulment of the June 12, 1993 presidential election.
The 12th day of June 2024.
In his Democracy Day state broadcast, the president acknowledged the prevailing hardship caused by necessary economic reforms, but assured that it will soon be over.
I understand the economic difficulties we face as a nation right now. Our economy has been in desperate need of reform for decades. It has been unbalanced because it was built on the flawed foundations and over-reliance on revenue from exploitation of oil. The reforms we have initiated are intended to create a stronger, better foundation for future growth.
At the Eagle Square in Abuja, venue of events commemorating Democracy Day, top government officials were in attendance, including other invited guests and the diplomatic corps. They all share in the president's strong belief that democracy is the best form of government, despite obvious challenges.
Today, 25 years after democracy, since we started democracy, these lessons is that the ideals that we encapsulated in the Farewell to Poverty, which was the title of the manifesto of June 12. I was part of the team that crafted that manifesto in 1993. The ideals espoused in that manifesto is what this current government, led by the president, who was an integral part of it, is implementing.
Well, the message of renewed hope, as the president has said, it's a message of us thinking backwards, looking at the sacrifices that our heroes in the past, paid, for us to have the freedom, the democracy that we enjoy today. The president was very clear in his speech earlier today and was very explicit.
And the assurance we are giving to Nigerians is that by this time next year, they will see more evidence of good governance, more evidence of our unity, more evidence of the leadership of President Bola Tinubu.
As the content of the new national anthem has said, we should all work together to serve Nigeria, and then we should be proud of Nigeria, to work together so that we can build a Nigeria that we will be able to hand over to our unborn children.
The military parade was an interesting and captivating display of prowess and precision. They marched in quick and slow order and also performed a silent drill to thrill the special guest, President Bola Tinubu. A giant-sized portrait was unveiled in honor of the president, and there was also a cultural performance by the National Troupe of Nigeria, depicting Nigeria's unity in diversity.
Beyond these kind of military drills and other fanfare that have become typical features in commemorating democracy and other national days, President Bola Tinubu's message to Nigerians is to keep hopes alive as his administration works to ensure democracy works for all. Femi Akande, TVC News, Abuja.
My goodness.
And then at the same time, we're talking about the human eye. So I like how that segue, all of that.
Yeah.
I just want to, of course, I wasn't here yesterday. I know you guys had a wonderful show, and it was Democracy Day.
Yeah.
With all that happened with the president Obalein, as he mentioned, there was just one thing that really caught my attention yesterday that I just want to mention, and that was Senator Shehu Sani during the banquet. There's something he said to the president.
Okay.
When he was talking about the protesters who were locked up. He said something, and I found it quite remarkable. He said, they learned how to protest from you.
Yes, absolutely.
You are the chief protester.
Yeah.
We start to remember in Nadeko days, you are the original Baba.
You cannot mention Radio Kudirat without mentioning the president himself. So
he said, in that spirit, understand that they are your children. And it's healthy. That's how, all we remember. You now see pictures of him with June 12 with MKO and all of that, and then we know that we got to this stage because he was part of it, so he should understand that it's part of the process.
Absolutely.
He fought for the democracy that we are now enjoying.
Yes, yes.
Yeah,
and you know, talking about democracy and everything we're enjoying, there's a lot that goes on day to day, especially in these times. I say these times because one would think it's a Nigerian thing, but it's actually a global thing right now. There's a lot going on. And with the economy, people's finances dipping and all, it just makes you wonder about their mental health. I know we are in the Mental Health Awareness Month, and one particular aspect of mental health that I find bothersome is the mental health of men.
But the focus this month is men, not
yes,
mental
yes,
health.
men, yes.
Mental health is some other month. This one
is
one of the few that we have that we can say is for men and all of that.
Even Father's Day is on Sunday. Do you even remember that? You see?
We don't even know.
You will not reach out to it.
And we have like 5 Mother's Day every month.
No, it's supposed to be every quarter. Okay. But we made it every...
All right.
Anyway, so back to the conversation. So basically for men, it's oftentimes believed that, a man can handle everything. A man can fix up because that's what is expected of him. And so I wonder, are people even really aware of what goes on in a man's head? And even when you try to be supportive as a woman, the man will be like, you won't understand. Do you even really care? And then all those kind of statements, because men believe that nobody really cares. And I wonder, before we even really go deep, what's the state of your mental health?
You're asking me to talk for men and be asking me for myself.
What's your own? On a scale of 1 to 10, where are you? Honestly.
Can you rate your mental health by yourself?
Sometimes
I don't know.
you can.
I think that when you look at it, okay, I'll talk about men and as per myself. On a personal level, because of the kind of work I do, more often than not, over 80 to 90% of anybody who is an on-air presenter, a journalist, or a media practitioner, even if they are paid very, very much, most of the time they are doing that job because of passion or because they love it. And they'll probably do it even if they're not being paid, most of the time. So I don't understand yet what it means to do something just for the money. You know, so I was thinking that what if I was working in the bank? How would I fare this time? I'll probably do much worse. Probably do much worse. The fact that even though it's work, but then there's that thing there that the love, it pushes me. So I think I'm in a much better place than quite a number of people. There are many people that are doing jobs that they do to cater, to fend for the family, not because they love it, but because they have to provide. You know, and for those men, those are responsible and kudos, well done. At the same time, there are also a number of men who are not living up to expectation. Just yesterday, you saw a video of a lawyer who was responding to a particular claim about you and Senator Ned Nwoko. I mentioned that, look, okay, if you want to be polygamous, that means you're planning to have many children. You can take care of them. If you can take care of them, it's no problem. After all, polygamy is part of the African culture, as it were, you know. But then, when you have somebody, as it were, called, or somebody who's deadbeat, in a case where women are, when it comes to, you hardly ever hear about a single father, if the mother, if he's not widowed. Most of the time, the women are left to take care of the children, and then there are some men who need to step up. And then you see that laxity. My point is, yes, it is hard. Someone said men should talk. Yesterday, I mean, 2 of my guys, they just called me up, and they're like, oh, hey, we there around, we were laughing. You know, they're calling. I wasn't close to my phone, and the guy sent the message, said, we'll go, let your car tie if you don't come out. Came out, spent like 30 minutes to 1 hour, and we're just all, you know, just talking. Maybe even more than 1 hour. And it was good. And they said, we men die faster because we don't talk. You know, and then women, they live longer because they gossip, as it were.
Wait, men gossip, but let's not have
you know,
arguments.
so, no, whether gossip or not, the point is that interaction, you know, when you talk, there's something about letting stuff out, you know. We spoke, yesterday was Democracy Day, we spoke about everything, from the president to ballet, to the state of the economy, and then, of course, there was football. So it was just everything. And most of it was complaining and all of that. But at the end, we're like, okay, hey, we're here, you know, a drink or two, and it felt good. So that is one thing that I would say that women do, that men can and should take a leaf from. Talk in some kind of ways.
But I believe men talk. But my question usually is, what exactly do they talk about that doesn't ease them? You know, sometimes a man will go to the bar, drink, they talk. I used to have a lot of male friends, so I know men talk a lot even. The question is, what kind of friends do you have? Are they people that are trustworthy enough for you to open up to them? and, you know, unburden so you can even feel some kind of ease.
So they don't use it against you.
So they don't use it against you.
That's a human thing.
You know, at the end of the day, all of the major reason why a lot of men do not talk is ego.
Yes, I agree.
It is stemmed from ego. And they have been programmed from childhood to be mental resilient, right? To be resilient mentally to a lot of the things that they are going to be faced with as they get along in their lives, whether as fathers, as husbands, whatever it is that they are faced with, even in their careers. But like, I mean, the essence of this conversation basically is to encourage the men to be more outspoken.
Yes.
Talk about these things. Be vocal. Share. One of the things that I have come to realize, especially in this era at this time, is the essence of sisterhood for we women. We're beginning to get to a point where we are building communities where a lot of conversations are being had, whether it is online or offline. But those conversations are being had, and they help. It's like a support group, right, where you can always know that you can count on someone if you need something. But for the men, it is that ego tripping that comes in, and then everybody's like, oh no, I've got it. But you've not got it till this person commits suicide. So they have to get to that point where they are open-minded. And there was something I saw yesterday online. The person said, one of the things that can help you to be effective of the economy right now is do not take it personal. And the minute you begin to take it personal, it begins to affect your mental health. It is hard, but it starts from the mind.
Now, there was something Mike said earlier about how it's human for people to let you down or, you know, betray you, so to speak. However, the reality is this. As friends, especially females, for your partner, your spouses, as the case may be, when a man confides in you, it's not for you to use it against him in future. I know some men do that to their women, but, you know, tit for tat doesn't always solve the problem. And, you know, the ego thing we were talking about as well. You don't want to have anybody drag you as a man. You don't want anybody insulting you, especially insulting your pride.
Your reputation.
So you feel, I've got this, I'll do the best I can. And then when you can't, you look for the, in quotes, easy way out, which is usually off the bridge, which shouldn't be an option even. You
know something I noticed, I was somewhere the day before yesterday in the night. I was in Ikoyi. I was in a very high-rise building overseeing the Ikoyi club. And I just sat down and I stood up and I was watching people coming in and all of that. Let me tell you something. Just there by the side, this ego thing you're talking about there, the high and mighty amongst themselves, they don't have that ego.
Yeah. They don't. So for you to be successful, you need to put it aside.
Let me tell you, one of the that's why they call politicians, as it were, they are like, they don't have ego. If they need to lick the ground, they will lick the ground. There was a lot out, if we had more time, we would have spoken about it, but there was a lot. They were coming to the club. I saw there were like 6 lawn tennis courts. They came in, they were playing, they were having interactions and all of that. One thing I would say, just to round up, is this. For mental health and for everything, be active, get moving, exercise. It's important. Hang out, not only in the bar, and take a drink. You see these guys, they come out every evening, park their cars, wonderful car park, and then get down, and they're playing tennis, they're moving around.
Yeah, but Mike, I also need to add to that quickly that the, women, wives, mothers, are you checking up on your husbands? Are you checking up on your sons to know how they're really doing? I know they wake up in the morning and they're acting like, oh yeah, I've got it, I'm going out to conquer the day. But sometimes they come back really broken and overwhelmed. So check on your husbands, check on your sons, really know how they are doing. Have conversations with them, become that safe space they can always come to. That's and, you know, pour their hearts.
And most importantly, I need men to remember, a closed mouth is a closed destiny. We need to take a break now. We'll be back. You're watching Wake Up Nigeria.
All right. Good morning, of course, and welcome. We have our first discussion of the day. And, of course, it's a Thursday, so you know how we do. We start with tech. And there's quite a whole lot. I have quite an interesting guest in the house. There's something quite interesting that we're going to talk about today. His name is Nemeka Clinton. Of course, he is the founder, of course, and CEO of Spark. They've been there, they've done that, doing quite a lot in the space when it comes to technology, bringing people together, forming an ecosystem that thrives, of course, on networking and partnerships. It is great to have you in the maker, Clinton. You're welcome.
Thank you. Great to be here as well, Mike.
All right, wonderful. So let's start with you as a person. Okay. How did you get into the tech space? How did all of this start for you?
Okay, so I had a very interesting career from, in marketing for the longest time. And, while in marketing, I was consulting for brands, helping brands, navigate marketing, storytelling, and the likes. And then we saw that, there was this ecosystem that involved startups and investments. And, a lot of people were building solutions to solve problems. And then, we were like, okay, how about we come about, we bring these people together, the builders of the ecosystem, people building solutions, we investing in these solutions, people also making the decisions, the policies, the regulators. And, down the line, we've had so many successful events so far.
And, it's interesting when I see young people, ourselves, who want to meet a need. You saw that need. Where did that passion stem from to decide to meet that need?
Well, I mean, first of all, I'm African first.
Okay.
And, I'm Nigerian first as well. So I think the passion there was just really the need to kind of, solve a problem. Do you understand? So, basically, I mean, as young people, we have the passion to kind of, pick something and kind of follow it to the end, and be passionate about it. And, so far, I saw that, doing this was going to be interesting. I mean, it's not been so rosy and easy, but
exactly.
I mean, it's been interesting.
We'll get to that. We'll talk about the challenges because that's a very major part. But talking about startups in Africa, how much of startups have integrated tech well in their daily, in their daily operations and all of that? How would you say that reach of tech is?
I mean, that is why they are called startups, because they integrate tech into their solutions. I mean, that's the major difference between startups and SMEs. Startups can be able to live, use tech to scale. SMEs are more traditional. And so, for startups, we've seen a rise in startups, leveraging, incorporating more deeper tech, machine learning, artificial intelligence, AI, and a couple of them. And it's been interesting so far. For example, a few weeks ago, we were reviewing a pitch of a startup, and this guy's kind of used AI, to kind of create stores. So just like Amazon and eBay, all you have to do is just to say, I want to create a store, and it just sets it up for you in less than 30 seconds.
You're telling me that I don't need to code again. I need to learn coding and all of that.
Exactly. And that is the future of tech. Being able to move from coding to no code. And in as much as there is still that place, that position for coding, I mean, but then, the future of tech is AI and machine learning.
Now, talking about AI, that's something that the older generation is finding hard. I'm telling you, I'm talking from personal experience. Right. I had to do something, and I was trying to tell them to integrate AI into how they were doing. And it became hard because someone said, look, I've spent 4, 5, 6, 7 years studying something, and you're telling me that there is something that will bring it up in less than 20 seconds and will solve all that. So it's more or less like they feel sidelined, like, okay, why should it be so? No, you're not a real person if you're using AI. I mean, you have digital artists now. At the time, I felt like, is a digital artist better? Is a digital artist putting in work as much as a traditional artist? How important is AI integration for businesses, for the older generation? How important is it?
I mean, it's something that is non-negotiable.
I like the first person. I like the way you put that. It will happen. It is what it is.
Exactly, it would happen. But then I think it is going to be our disposition and acceptance of it. Now, for Nigeria as a country, we have more bigger problems than AI, than to be bothered about AI. But however, this doesn't negate the essence of AI. Because AI helps you automate things. It helps you shorten the speed of things. Something that, for example, the guy that, normally you would spend like an hour, 3 hours creating a store online, but, with just AI, 30 seconds, a minute is already,
it's already done.
Set up. So I think AI we shouldn't say it has something for a particular generation or something for a certain class of people. I mean, it's for everybody. So it's just that, big ups to the current minister who is trying to, make people adopt it faster. I mean, in as much as there are other things that need more attention, besides AI. But then, I mean, it is something that's non-negotiable. And I think that people should kind of see startups who are building solutions that are solving problems, should see how they can, leverage AI to kind of hasten and automate their processes.
And that is part of what you're doing with the Africa Tech Expo.
Correct.
So you, what do people, when they come for the Tech Expo, what do they stand, what do they gain, or what is it all about?
Okay, so the Africa Technology Expo, which is happening like in a few days from today, I mean, it's one of the major events in Africa. It encapsulates a lot of activities. There's a 9th Expo, there is the Pitch Battleground, where 10 startups would be going toe-to-toe to win the Africa Pitch Battleground Award.
Just one, how many?
10 startups.
10, how many will win?
Just one.
Just one, wow.
Correct.
That's going to be quite interesting.
Yeah, and then there is also the Fireside Chat by MTN, where MTN is kind of transitioning from being a teleco leader to being a tech co-leader, right? And then there's the exhibitions. I mean, our events are usually sold out. It is currently sold out. So, these are companies from all over Africa coming to show what they are doing, the most innovative solutions, from AI to cybersecurity to fintech to climate tech to, a lot of solutions being displayed at the exhibitions. And then there are also some other deeper investor startup conversations.
Wonderful, wonderful. Hopefully we will be there and give people updates on how it is going.
Yeah.
Well done for the good job that you are doing, and this is all saying more grease to your elbows.
Yeah.
Well done, Clayton. Thank you. All right, let's head over to the kitchen. Of course, there's something happening there. What's up?
All right, welcome to the kitchen, guys. With me is Chef Pleasant. And as you can see, she's looking all pleasantly pleasant.
Thank you.
Love it. Welcome to the show.
Thank you.
And this morning, she'll be making vegetable chicken stir fry. Yeah, but we're using beef, right? Or we're using both?
No, we're using beef.
Beef, yes. So vegetable beef stir fry. I think stir fry should be one of the most popular cuisines right now. But hey, let's talk about the ingredients for our meal this morning.
All right, so here with me, we have onions, spring onions, carrots seasoning, the bell peppers, of course, the spaghetti.
Okay.
We have the butter, the beef we're using, and the garlic. There is no stir fry without garlic. Then we have our soy sauce and sesame oil.
Okay. So, every time I see soy sauce, any of the soy sauces, whether it is oyster or light or dark, it actually reminds me of Mongolian beef stir fry. Right, because you can't do without them when you're making the Mongolian beef stir fry. And to be honest, I would like to think that the base for this stir fry has that Mongolian beef stir fry.
Yes, it does, because basically some of these ingredients here are the things that you also use in the Mongolia.
For the stir fry. So it just sort of reminds me, guys. Yes. So where do we begin?
Okay, so we stir fry this beef first.
Okay.
Because it has to be sauteed, and then thereafter we boil the spag.
Okay.
But yeah, the beef first.
The beef first. Now let's talk about marinating our beef.
Okay.
What are we using to marinate?
Okay, so for the beef, I'll be using the soy sauce, the sesame oil, and my seasoning combination.
All right.
And of course the garlic.
And of course the garlic. So for the garlic, are we grating?
Yes, I'll just use this to grate.
Okay. And then now let's talk about the spices we are making use of for our beef.
Okay.
Because I am big on spices, right? Because I mean, like, they are the bane of every meal. Without them, the meals are not complete, it's tasteless, basically. Right. But then it also depends on how good you are with your herbs. Sometimes you don't even need your spices. If you just know how to use your herbs, work it. It brings out all that flavor. So let's talk about the spices we're using for our beef.
All right. So I'll be using this seasoning.
Okay.
It's a combination of regular seasoning and an Italian spice.
Okay.
This is black pepper, and this is thyme.
Okay.
So that's just the basic thing I'll be using for that. There's not lots of things.
I also need to note, guys, that there is no pasta stir fry without your black pepper.
Yeah.
It's incomplete without your black pepper. There's a certain flavor that the black pepper actually gives to your, meal. I mean, it gives it that wake. There's just something, really. It's incomplete, guys. Just try it. And black peppers are cheap. They're not expensive, are they?
No, they are
no,
not. You can actually buy the coarse one.
Yeah, then you blend it. Yes. Right. You can do that. And in these times where pepper and tomatoes are
on the high side,
the new gold. If you're just joining us, welcome. We will welcome you into the Wake Up Nigeria kitchen. With me is Chef Pleasance, and she'll be making stir-fried beef spaghetti. Yay, my absolute favorite. Let's talk about the ingredients. So run through the ingredients once again.
All right, so here with me, we have the spaghetti, of course, that's why we are here. We have the soy sauce, the sesame oil, the bell peppers, of course. We have the seasoning, carrots, onions, spring onions, salt, and our beef. Then we have our butter, then garlic, and our fresh thyme.
Okay, so now for butter, are we using salted or unsalted?
This is salted.
Salted,
yes,
okay. So I'm just going to help you put this on so that we can get cooking. If you know me very well, guys, you know that one of my favorite places in the world is the kitchen. I love to cook as much as I like food. So I just do not like food. I love to cook as well. So that sort of, sums it up, basically. Yeah. All right, guys. So we're going to begin cooking in a bit. I need to put this on just to ensure that everything comes together pretty nicely so that we can begin to cook. So first off, we are starting off with our pasta, which is the spaghetti. Yes. So we're just going to boil that, right?
Yes. And then we saute the meat.
Okay. And then we begin to marinate our beef and then stir-fried, right, first?
Yes.
Before we put in our spaghetti, right?
Yes, please.
Fantastic. It doesn't seem easy, but it's a very easy recipe. And I can bet, guys, the kids are absolutely going to love this, especially now that they're on the holidays. They're going to absolutely love it. Okay, guys, so we're getting started here in the kitchen. Do not go anywhere. The show continues in a bit. Stay with us. And we are back. So we are trying to fix this here in the kitchen, ensure that this food gets ready before the end of the show. Yeah. Welcome with me, Chef Pleasance. Pleasance cooking we're having today right here in the kitchen. And she'll be making stir-fried beef spaghetti, right? So it's actually difficult to know which to put first. This spaghetti beef stir-fry or the beef spaghetti stir-fry.
Either ways, actually, as long as it's stir-fry.
Right. Okay, so, so what are we doing right now? I see that you've started.
I'm here to saute the beef.
Okay.
Yeah. And then I'm boiling my pasta here.
Okay, so we're just going to allow our water come to a boil.
Yeah.
And then we put in our spaghetti, right?
Yes, please.
Okay. So now that we have our butter in there, I love the sizzling sound of butter when it goes into the pan. It sizzles. I love it. Okay, so what's going in next?
So I'm adding my garlic.
Garlic. If you're not using garlic,
you're wrong. Especially when it's stir-fry.
Yeah, especially if it's stir-fry. Not for soup. Ooh, look at that flavor. So you did not add any spice at all to the beef, right?
I don't have to. I just put the garlic and the fresh thyme and the thyme rather.
Oh, okay.
The next thing I'll just add is the seasoning. That'll be all.
Okay.
Yeah.
So guys, what we're doing right here is building flavors. Right. We're building flavors, right? Yes, so we had our butter, allowed it to sizzle a bit, and we added our garlic for that extra flavor. And, the garlic has its distinct flavor. You can't rule that out, guys. Other than its benefits that are amazing, right?
Yes, please.
So you have that. And then on your screen are the ingredients, guys, if you missed out on them earlier on. We are making stir-fried beef spaghetti. And we have our spaghetti, we have our beef, which has already been shredded, onions, spring onions, ginger, garlic, thyme, butter. We have our bell peppers, green and red bell peppers. We have our carrots, which has already been, what do you call this shape again?
This is julienne size.
Julienne size, yes. And then we have our, what have I not mentioned here? Thyme, black pepper, and our soy sauce. So for our soy sauce, we're making use of oyster,
The light soy sauce and
Light
sesame
soy sauce.
oil.
And sesame oil, great. Because sesame oil has that extra flavor that it gives to your meal. You can do without it though, right?
You can, but then there's something it gives the end results.
So Chef Pleasant is a go hard or go home. Go big or go home. I got you.
Thank you.
All right. So tell us what's happening right there.
So I'll allow this cook for 5 minutes.
Okay.
So that at least it's properly done.
Okay.
And then I'll just focus on the spaghetti.
Focus on the water. It's not come to a boil yet.
Not yet.
I really, really hope that is on.
So it is.
Oh, it's not. So I need to put that on. Right.
Okay, maybe I'll just transfer.
Okay. Don't worry, it's going to come on. Just leave it.
Sure.
Just leave it. Yeah.
Okay.
It has its trick. Right. So we're just going to... So now, when the beef is ready, what's next? What do we do?
So when the beef is ready, I'll just start with my stir frying of the bell peppers.
Okay.
So that's ready before the spaghetti comes to a boil.
Okay, so what goes in now that...
Now, I'll add my veggies.
Okay.
The bell pepper, the carrots,
Okay.
and the onions.
Okay.
I'll have to add onions to this.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. Okay, food is coming together very nicely. I'm enjoying and ecstatic about what's happening here in the kitchen. You can tell, right? I know. Forgive me, guys. I'm unapologetic about food. But hey, guys, at this point, we have to head over to the kitchen for our art display discussion. Oh, yeah, sorry, to the sofa. I know. I'm overwhelmed with everything that's happening here in the kitchen. Yeah, we have to head over to the sofa now with Mary for our art display.
It's understandable. Food is art as well. And so it's easy for you to say this is the kitchen. Yes, the kitchen of art.
Art is going on everywhere, right?
Oh, wow. It's time for us to talk art display. And I'm really looking forward to today's conversation because it's more or less like having a conversation with a veteran. We have a visual artist, Comrade Aminu Mistura Adishola. She's an instructor at the Government Technical College, Adosoba, under last verb. Yeah, so it's so good to have you in the studio with us.
Thank you very much.
Awesome. So I wanted to talk about your being an instructor.
Yes.
Was that something you had always wanted to do as from a young age, or was it when you got to school you figured, okay, I could probably do better than my lecturers in instructing? What exactly made you decide to be an instructor in art?
There are some professions in life that if it's a calling, you have no choice. You just find your way to it. Actually, I can say teaching is a calling for me, just like arts. I've been teaching right from when I passed out of my secondary school.
Oh, wow.
I taught in adult education, that's at Mafuluku, that's a community primary school. It's inside the same compound with Ajibulu Primary School in Mafuluku because I grew up in Mafuluku.
Okay.
So I taught adult education for some time. Then later, I found myself working for some private schools as, nursery teacher. Then I was so good with children.
Oh.
I didn't know I was going to end up a teacher. Wow. And then I used to tell myself that I don't want to teach, But I ended up being a teacher.
A teacher?
Yes.
It's funny how the things we say we don't want to do.
Yes, exactly.
We end up doing.
And actually, I love being an instructor.
Ah.
Yes.
Wow. And the instructor part is actually something I find really exciting because it's one thing to be an artist, it's another thing to be able to impart the knowledge you have to someone else.
Exactly.
And so talking about you as an artist, you're a visual artist, a graphic artist as well.
Exactly.
What exactly differentiates the visual part from the graphic part?
Okay. Visual arts is about those arts that you see physically. Those ones that you can see, feel, and touch. And then apply that. That's those ones that are, implied. You don't feel them, you don't see them. It's like talking about drama now. Drama, you watch people presenting the drama, but you cannot handle the drama, you cannot touch it.
You can't touch it, yes.
But art is physical. If I have a painting now, you see the painting, you touch it, you have your own impression of it, you interpret it your own way. Yeah. I may have my own, idea when I was making the art piece, but by the time I finished, the art communicates with people and, they form their own opinion of it.
So the different things you do, see, for example, we have seen on the screen your artworks as well.
Okay.
You're into artworks, you're into bead making, you're into cosmetics. The artwork, for example, you even drop portraits as well.
Yes.
That's one on the screen right now. Now, what inspires your creations?
Like I told you, it has always been a part of me. And my mother discovered that I was good in drawing when I was in primary 2.
Oh, wow.
There was a day they gave us an assignment in school that we should draw the map of Nigeria. I drew it and I brought it home. She said, no, you're not the one that drew this. I said, I'm the one. She said, no. So I had to draw another one in her presence. And then she started teaching me. She was not that educated. I think she had standard 6 or so. She's late now. She died when I was in primary 5.
Oh, wow.
So
So between that time, wow, just 3 years. Oh, okay.
So she started teaching me how to draw tree because she saw that when I draw tree, I'll be putting the leaf one by one. Then she was the one that told me that, no, you don't put the leaf one by one, that you just imply it and it will form the impression. So I think if she had had the opportunity of being educated, she would have
also been
an artist.
Oh.
So I want to believe I took the inspiration from her because I've been drawing, I've been painting even before I went for the course. So I studied fine and applied that.
It was by choice?
It was by choice.
Wow, okay.
Yes.
Now let's talk about this arts works you have here. I find it interesting when people bring things that we take for granted, like clothing, you know, bags and stuff, because we just see it as fashion items, forgetting that it's somebody's work of art, so to speak, because somebody created an idea of what they wanted in their minds and they brought it to bear, and that's what you appreciate as beauty. So I'm wondering what the story is behind everything on this table, every artwork here, starting from this bag. It's beautiful. That's the word I can use for it. I love the colors. The brown works for me perfectly. It's just a lovely piece. What's the story behind it?
Okay. Being a bead maker is another story entirely. Because the opportunity was given to me by my principal, my then principal, Mr. Jagun Saliu. My course was taken away from our school. You know, we stopped offering graphic arts as at that time. So I was put into, you know, the general education department. But I felt I was being underutilized. So I told him that I wanted to do something on, you know, crafts. And he encouraged me. He gave me the opportunity to study, you know, bead making, hat making, and macram stuff. So it was while I was at the, you know, institute, that's all this skill acquisition center created by Governor Fashola then. This one was at Shibiri. So it was while I was there that I started learning matting, you know, matting, this table mat.
Yes, the table mat.
Matting.
It's lovely.
Yes, it's matting.
My goodness.
So even this bag now is also matting. It's matting. So my instructor taught me how to make all this stuff. Then I developed my own idea. Being an artist, I put creativity into it, and I made all this.
So on average, how long does it take you to make one of these? Say, for example, that necklace, which, by the way, is gorgeous, if you ask me. How long does it take?
3 days because I'm a busy person.
3 days because you're a busy person. So this is a hobby for you?
It's like a second, you know,
source of income.
Yes, I have so many sources of income anyway.
Oh,
like you said.
Because I know you're also into cosmetics, which is another form of art.
Yes. The thing about me is that being a creative person, once I've learned something, and you know, I feel I've mastered it, I move on to another thing. It's not only this that I do. I also produce paints.
Wow.
Yes, I produce paints. I do a lot of other things. Like we were talking about spices the other time.
Yeah.
I've also learned about how to make different types of
I think
spice.
for me, I would say that for creative people, there's no limits.
Exactly.
And it actually is represented by you. Thank you so much for your time, Comrade Adeshola. It's been quite an interesting conversation.
Thank you.
And thank you too. Wake Up Nigeria has reached the top of the hour. We're still going 45 minutes more. Just stay with us. We'll be right back. Beautiful people, especially if you're only just joining the show, where have you been? It's good to have you here indeed. I hope you're feeling charged up though, because the next 45 minutes is about to take you on a roller coaster ride of amazing content. Boom, bam. But no, you'll not go down. You just keep going.
Just has to stick to it to the letter. Well, that's who she is, and of course that's why we love her. It's a wonderful Thursday morning.
Somebody puts efforts into it. It's a work of art.
They didn't know what you were marketing before you came here. You put effort into that marketing. Try to say it.
Why are you
if
loud?
You talk now, we say it.
I dare you. Whoa.
So, Mary was actually... You did try me?
I dare you.
You don't fear the first time.
I know.
Well, it's a wonderful Thursday so far. It's been our Art to Thursday. We've had the technology. We've also had an art display. And of course, Chef Pleasant is pleasantly putting together something quite important. Hello, Chef. Chef, how are you doing? Have you met me, Chef?
No, I haven't.
You haven't? Okay.
Please.
In this place here, I am called QC. You know what QC means?
Quality control, not Queen's College.
So, Chef Pleasant, I can see that the aroma is pleasant there.
Yeah.
Keep up what you are doing. We'll see you at the end.
All right.
Mike, you're not seeing anybody at any end.
Well,
The only person that you're seeing is our last guest.
And we are continuing with the show. This is Mary Basho Alimi. Let's let them know what we have next.
Don't forget to share your moments with us using Wake Up Nigeria on TVC. That's the hashtag across all social media platforms, okay?
All right.
Tell us what you think of Mike's love for food, MM's love for food, and my love for food as well. Yes, you think I won't say it. I love food. Okay.
You know what happens now? We're going to check on Chef Pleasant and how far they've gone.
Yes, we really
just for
want
those
to
of you who have not been there in the first
yes.
part following, do just let us know what's been happening there. Chef Pleasant, talk to us. What's I'm seeing
Mike,
spring onions.
are you deliberately ignoring me?
Chef Pleasant is more important
ignoring
now.
my essence and my role in this kitchen.
Making breakfast for us this morning.
Mike is not eating this food, just so you know. Well, guys, so yes, we are having beef stir-fry spaghetti or stir-fry beef spaghetti. It depends on how you like it or how you want it, how you want to call it. But so far, Pleasant.
Yeah.
How far have we gone? What's happening?
All right, so right here, the spaghetti is boiling.
Okay.
And then I'll be doing the veggies here. I'll just saute the veggies down so that as soon as this is done,
we'll just
fry.
Mix up everything.
Yes.
Okay, so let's remind us on what you did with the beef here, because I saw that you did a bit of something with the
so
beef.
I just did this. I added my spices, seasoning, and I did the sauteing, just so we have this available and ready for the spaghetti.
All right, and if you're wondering, the dish we're referring to, it's our beef. It's already been shredded and sort of steamed
sauteed, yes.
and sauteed, basically to ensure that all of those spices,
enters in well.
going into the beef. What are we doing right now?
So I'll just saute the onions and the garlic, then seasoning before pouring my veggies.
Okay. So I see that it's the butter you used for the beef that you're using for the base for our stir fry.
Yes, because this has regained the aroma that I really need for all of the stir frying. The aroma, the flavor, everything is in there.
It's in there.
Yes.
Okay. And Chef Pleasant is very generous with our garlic this morning, ensuring that, all that flavor comes well together. And I can't wait for the marriage that's about to happen really soon. Very, very soon, guys. You don't need to go anywhere. You need to experience this marriage. Yes. Okay. So we have our onions in there. Wow, you are generous with onions.
Yes, I am.
Gosh. Okay, so let's see if this is on. I'll just put it on, okay, ensure that it comes on so that, we're not spending, our food is ready before the end of the show because it is important to us and to you watching at home as well. Thank you very much. Okay, so we're just going to wait for that to
simmer a bit.
Simmer a bit and then, okay. So what's after that? What's next?
So we'll just add our seasoning.
Okay.
Actually.
So talking of seasoning, what are we using?
So this is an Italian combination of seasoning.
Okay.
Because obviously we are doing stir fry, and Italy has the spaghetti.
Yeah, the spaghetti is from Italy. Yes. Okay. Who can forget where it originated from, Justin, if you didn't know. Right. So we have our seasonings, and then we are going to put in our veggies, which is our green red bell peppers. Our soy sauce will go in, and our sesame oil.
Yeah.
And, well, at the end of the day, all of this comes together very nicely, and that was the marriage I was referring to earlier on. All right, guys, we have to go on a quick break now. Let's check out what the weather is going to be like today.
All right, it's time for a book chart, and Fumi Motosho is right here with us. She is a fellow of the Institute of Management Consultants, that's FIMC, and an award-winning behavioral and personal development coach. Fumi is the author of 30 Nuggets for Self-Development, a guide to personal growth. It's so good to have you in the studio with us this morning. How are you doing?
Thank you very much. Good morning. I'm fine. And you?
Very well, thank you. You look amazing. I love your outfits.
I love yours too.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
All right, so reading this book, and you know how sometimes you think you know something, but then when someone puts it all together, you're suddenly struck by how much more you could actually learn. That's what your 30 Nuggets of for self-development is. And so it makes me wonder, what inspired it? Why did you decide to write this book?
I decided to write this book because I realized that self-development is the #1 foundation for success. You cannot rise beyond your self-development. Whatever you are doing, whether as a student, whether as a lecturer, whether as an entrepreneur or a career person, if you don't develop yourself, you cannot maximize your strengths, you cannot minimize your weaknesses, you cannot reach your best potential, you cannot be the best version of yourself. So self-development is key to growth and success.
And self-development is one of the 30 nuggets you gave in your book, which, by the way, is quite interesting. So you talked about self-assessment as well. You talked about personality. I actually love the progression, how you started from self-assessment, because in most cases it's important for people to look at themselves before they can actually know what they want, you know, put themselves together as they aim for their goals. Now, let's talk about the trajectory. Why did you decide to make that progression? Was it through a personal experience of yours or due to things you've seen?
You know, our bodies are just our vessels. The real person is you inside.
Absolutely.
So when you change inside, it is that change that comes outside that makes you to experience a transformation. The Greek philosopher Socrates said, an unexamined life is not worth living. So you need to examine yourself first before you can examine the other aspects that are outside. So we succeed inside out. That's it. So that's why you have to start from self-assessments, you have to start from personal assessments. And as a behavioral coach, my first degree is in psychology. So I have a good idea of the human behavior. So if you know yourself, if you know your human behavior, if you know your natural tendencies, you'll be able to be the best version of yourself. You'll be able to grow. You'll be able to know where to work on. Oh, these are my natural tendencies. These are my strengths. You'll be able to maximize those strengths and make the most of it. These are my weaknesses. These are the things I can do to tone my weaknesses down and to be productive, you know, to just be productive, to be the best, to be the best. You know, one quote that I want to read from the book by Brian Tracy, he said, no, John C. Maxwell rather, not the one by Brian Tracy. Growth is the great separator between those who succeed and those who do not. When I see a person beginning to separate themselves from the pack, it's almost always due to personal growth. So when you begin to transform your life, when you begin to get better, it is certainly due to personal growth.
You know, your talk about being, you know, psychology as well as talking about behavioral changes, it makes me think of the nugget 13 and 14, because when I came across those, cultivating optimism, most people are pessimistic. Most people, more or less, are, will I say, prophets of doom. No matter what I do, nothing comes out of it. But I like the fact that you're like, you know what, no matter what it is that you've been doing, be positive, keep pushing. And I found that really interesting. Same as as I said, nugget 14, foster a growth mindset. Not many people have that mindset. And some people have it, it gets frustrated. But the importance of continuously fostering that mindset. At the point you were writing those two nuggets, because they are very related, yet they come one before the other. At the time you were writing it, what was running through your mind? I actually wonder about that.
My greatest quote, or one of my best quotes, is by the automobile giant, Henry Ford. Whether you think you can or you can't, you are right.
Yes.
So,
I've always loved that quote.
Yes, that quote is my all-time favorite.
You limit yourself.
You limit whatever, you cannot rise beyond your mental set or your mental ability or your mindset. You cannot rise beyond it. So when you see yourself thinking negatively, it's better to catch yourself and speak to yourself and tell yourself, I can do it. I'm more than this. You know, one thing that I love, one of the things that I love most and that I used to tell my trainees is the parable of the talents. Some has 10, some were given 5, some were given 2, some were given 1. It is those of us that have one talent that undermine our talent. But if you run with that one thing,
you might achieve even more than someone with 10 talents.
Your neighbor may be more beautiful, more skilled, more talented, more richer, have everything. But that one thing that you have, if you run with it, if you maximize it, you'll see that that one thing would just become 10 things.
True.
Because you'll be able to see how to do it better, how to open another branch, how to expand it. It will just, you keep evolving.
Yes, that's the word.
So that's the word.
And see, I find nugget 18 very interesting because many people struggle with that in life. That set healthy boundaries. Do not allow people get past this. Do not allow yourself to get past certain boundaries for yourself. I found that really interesting. The one that really, really caught my eye is delegate and ask for help, because personally, I've had that struggle for a very long time. I struggle to ask for help. I struggle to delegate. It's something I'm learning now, being in a leadership position, that I can tell, okay, you do this for me, you do that for me. But it's always been a struggle for me because I'm this, like, I can do it myself, I can achieve it better. So this one was actually speaking to me. And I just must say thank you for the book. Thank you so much for coming up with it.
What I would just like to say about that is that those of us that have perfectionist tendencies, we know how to analyze situations, we know what is good, what is bad. So because you have these perfectionist tendencies, that's where you can't just allow somebody else to do, because it has to be up to the standard. But over time, we teach others and we learn to allow them to
also grow, which is very important. Thank you. Thank you so much, Fumi Omotosho. Thank you so much. And thank you for your book, 30 Nuggets for Self-Development, Guide to Personal Growth. You might want to copy it for yourself. Really interesting one there. All right, we'll take a break now. You're watching Wake Up Nigeria. Just stay with us. We'll be right back.
Right, we've already started our discussion here, and it's quite interesting. Jafexra is in the house. Not many of you might know him, but of course, if you are in the Yoruba entertainment industry, you would know this man. He's been there, he's done that from music to comedy to dance, drama, and all of that. He is a whole-round entertainer. Jafexra, it is great to have you. You are welcome.
I'm highly honored.
You're welcome. We're having quite an interesting discussion here, and I want to get people into it, and then we pick up on it.
Okay.
You see, you've been involved in stage and all of that in the Yoruba dialect and all of that. And, you know, but the world is a global village. You know, as it is, we're talking about how with streaming platforms, a lot of foreign our languages, our movies are there, but then people can read subtitles and understand. Now, you're putting together something which is coming up quite soon, where it is stage, and then it is purely vernacular Yoruba language.
Yes.
But then there are people that don't understand Yoruba. How can they be immersed into this kind of performance and get the best from it?
Okay, beautiful. So there are two ways, there are two things. All the ones we've done in the past, we've edited them, transcribed them in English, and posted them on online, YouTube.
Okay, okay.
So people that didn't know about us could find out and get to know about us. Now, coming back to your question, as people there live that do not understand English, we were discussing earlier, I said probably we'll consider AI in the future, whereby translations will just be on the screen. As you're speaking, AI is translating it, and people can read and probably catch it brief. But the beauty about our show is that the comedians, all their comedy performances are not going to be 100% Yoruba. There'll be a bit of English infused. Then the drama, even if you don't speak Yoruba at all, the drama is self-explanatory because you get to know who is wicked, who is nice, you enjoy the music, and you get to see part of our tradition because on every occasion we try to promote that culture. And then even getting into the venue in the first place, you experience our culture, where you have the chanters, the praise singers, the talking drummers welcoming you like a real festival. And that is why we believe that we're different, because we're not just giving you a show, we're not just giving you a concert, we're giving you an experience. And in the long run, we hope and pray that we would achieve our aim of it being a tourist attraction in Nigeria.
I like that, a tourist attraction. But for some people who have never come in contact with you, let's talk about your beginnings into the world of arts and culture. How did it all start for you?
Wow. So I'm not the type that will tell you I started singing from my mom's womb like most people do. But I think while growing up, I used to watch the likes of Jacob and Papilolo, Baba Salah, Ogunde and co. So I got I got interested, Wale Ogunde and the likes. I got interested in art, in drama. And then, of course, listening to them, Ebenezer Obey, Sonyade, Fela influenced the music, Shino Peters and stuff. And then, you know, while growing up, you either, from your parents, you're either a doctor, a lawyer, an engineer, or useless. So for us, I had to follow the science. I actually wanted to be a doctor, but as God will have it, some of us we're brilliant, but then because of the seriousness there. So long story short, I finished geology, went into banking, and then while in the banking sector, you know, I don't know how to describe it. It's more spiritual for me because you wake up at 2 a.m. singing a song you've never heard before. And that is your song. And it's happened to me several times. It still happens. And I believe it happens to a lot of artists as well. There is nothing more haunting than that. Knowing fully well that you are so talented and you cannot exploit. So while in banking, I released my first song that got popular as a banker.
Wow.
And I couldn't reveal who I was openly, except for a few people that knew me then. And then it became so strong and intense, I had to make a decision. Do you want to continue in the banking sector or you want to go into entertainment? 2007, I took that leap.
I like that you said haunting. That means that if you did not do it, you would not...
I probably wouldn't be happy. I probably won't be happy. A lot of us are doing what we're not happy doing because we want to make ends meet. It has been tough, especially when you don't have sponsors. I've been grinding with God all through the while with some good people around me. And got so good we're here. So that's been the journey. And then I do comedy, I do music, I act, I write. I do so many things. I'm like a cocktail of entertainment.
Exactly. That's why I called you an exquisite entertainer and all of that.
To God be the glory.
You know, is found in you. Yeah. Now, let's talk about the stage culture and its acceptance here. I know that there is that group of people who love stage, but how would you say generally, looking back at the time, from the people you watch, growing up back then, you know, and now, if you were to juxtapose, to compare, would you say that we are receptive, or more receptive of the stage culture? Do people come to see stage plays?
So the thing is, now people have more options. Back in the days, people were super excited going to the cinemas to watch live stage performances. But now the cinema has evolved, where you just sit down and watch the screen. And then we have the social media platforms, where you can sit in your comfort of a room and watch. But for people, I think people have different tastes. I believe that people that are interested in the art always find a way to go and watch this live performances. It is not where it should be, but over the past 3 years, it has improved.
It has improved. And we have Ashegun coming up.
Yes, Ashegun.
Yes, talk to us about that.
Okay.
What is
Ashegun is our annual, it's a theme for our annual concert. The annual concert is Agbo Jafextra Urban Yoruba Comedy, Music, Dance, Drama, Culture Concert. And every year we give it a theme. Okay. This year's theme is Ashegun. We started with Ashe Odudua, to Yaniwura, to Ayo. Now it is Ashegun. Okay. Now Ashegun is Conqueror. So on that day, which is on Sunday, 16th of June at Terra Culture, Tiamini Savage, on that day, you're coming to experience Yoruba comedy, Yoruba music, Yoruba stage play,
Yoruba
culture,
Yoruba
tradition, everything in an entertaining format. Because when you talk about Yoruba culture, the next thing that comes to most people's mind is, you're going to get on stage and pluck the head of a fowl and blood will spill all over. You people do a lot of juju. No, there's so many wonderful things about our culture that people don't know. Yoruba people are accommodating, they are loving, once they meet you, you are family.
Oh, definitely. There is no how this is not just for me, for many people. Lagos has been a home for. In fact, that's why people say Lagos is no man's land, because of how accommodating the Yorubas are.
Yes.
So that is something, that is what we would experience on that day, right?
Definitely.
Wonderful. Ashegun Conqueror. Looking forward to
Ashegun.
it. Is there a chance for it? Give us a chance.
Oh, well, there are so many chances, because I could say that Aronio Belemoni ko yo simi ogun lo, ọmọ ogun ni mi, wọ́n mọ̀ ṣe dipiri, ìpèrè èkú ni mi, wọ́n mọ̀ ṣe dipiri mukale. Èmi lọ́mọ lápálápá kò yí tó fara pẹ́ ègún tí ò simi ogun lo. Let's leave it.
Let's leave it to that day. It was a pleasure talking to you, and looking forward to that one, and wishing you all the best.
Thank you so much.
All right, we have breakfast for you. Are you fasting or something?
No. I'm free food I'm available. That's Jafun Extra.
Oh, okay, all right. We have something here in the kitchen. Let's
women in your song.
It's beautiful.
Women are beautiful.
Welcome to the kitchen.
Thank you.
Extra. This is Chef Pleasance. This morning she's made for you stir-fried beef spaghetti.
Wow.
Yes.
Wow.
So please, we'd like you to have a taste.
Okay.
And savor the moment.
So, can I just make a comment?
Yeah, sure.
You were not briefed. I'm a very local man. This is, even the smell is enticing.
Put the fork down, use your finger. That's as local as it is.
No,
I'm
please.
joking. Please don't take.
No, I want to take the meat in case you people change your mind.
No, it's all yours. Enjoy.
Thank you.
Enjoy. Well done, Chef Pleasance. It actually smells really good.
Yeah.
Your thoughts?
It's savoring it.
Wonderful. That's nice.
Are you married?
No, are you single?
I have 3 kings that are looking for a queen.
Oh.
The way you said the 3 kings, as if the 3 of them should come and marry one.
No, the 3 of them will compete.
Struggle and compete for each for her.
Wow.
Extra, thank you so much.
Let them get flogged.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's...
Thank you, Jeff Extra.
Thank you. I hope I don't have to say anything again.
That's okay, sir.
Okay, thank you.
Yes, us wishing you the best
Yeah.
for Ashegun on Sunday.
Thank you.
right.
I'm conquering the food.
Yeah.
All right, it's been a wonderful Artsy Thursday. We will see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.
Bye.